One of the biggest things that come back to us from clients has been people's ability to be flexible. So not just have the tunnel vision of, well, that's what I'm doing on that day. They go in and they're helpful. We have to understand that very often when clients are calling an agency, they are calling because they have a need on that day. The reason they have that need is because they're short of staff. What they then don't need is a member of staff going in who's going to cause problems and not be as flexible as possible and as helpful as possible. We're looking for people who can deliver certain subjects, certain year group to a high standard. Obviously, people have to understand that they're representing us when they go into a client, and some of these clients have been with us for a long time. It's important to arrive on time, to understand what the school is expecting from that day's supply, to understand the marking policy, the behavioural policy. This is why it's important to turn up before the children start at the beginning of the day, so that you can establish early on exactly what expectations the client has, so that you can match those and hopefully exceed them, so that the call that I receive in the afternoon is a very positive one that is then hopefully asking for you back at a later stage. Often what happens is that a teacher will go in, we will ask them to be as flexible as possible, to deliver as close to the lessons plans that have been left as possible. If they haven't been left, to try and establish early on by speaking to the TAs or the heads of departments what it is they're going to be covering that day. Leave notes for the teacher the following day. That's a really important one. A lot of people forget that, is that the feedback that the schools get is very often from the teacher the following day. In this day and age, it's important that communication with Keep Education is made as simple and as quick and as efficient as possible. So we have obviously the email system, the phone system, faxes, the whole lot. But what we do offer is a 24-hour service. So you can contact a member of staff 24 hours a day, whether that's being a client or a member, it doesn't matter. You call the same number as you do during the day and it comes straight through to one of the consultants. At Keep Education, we have tried to make the registration process as simple as possible. By doing this, we feel that we get to know a little bit more about the individual as opposed to just going through an exercise of filling in paperwork. Naturally, there are certain standards that we have to adhere to. There's certain information that by law we must receive. DBS checks. Obviously, we will hope that you're on the update service. That way, it'll speed up the process. We do a List 99 clearance. We do a GTC or TA check. We try and seek 2 working references. Certainly, your most recent referee of your most recent working school would be required. From the moment of sending your CV to Keep Education, one of our trained consultants will contact you as quickly as possible. They'll try and establish via a telephone interview exactly what it is you're looking to do, and through that we will then be able to establish whether it's worthwhile getting you in for a face-to-face interview. Okay? If you're looking for permanent work, we will try and build a profile for yourself as soon as possible and get that out to clients immediately so that we can start searching the right role for you there and then. Very often at Keep Education, when coming in to register, you will meet more than just one consultant. You will meet members of the team, because on each side, so on secondary, primary, nursery, whatever it may be, there's more than one person ever dealing with it. That way, if we have any issues in the office, there's always somebody that can help you with any requirements that you may have. We get asked this an awful lot at interview, how much work can I get? The answer is you can get 10 days a week if you're brilliant. Once you've gone through the registration process and the compliance checks and you're put out to work, the feedback that we get from your first 2 or 3 clients will establish early on how much work you're going to receive. We will try and find the best work possible for you, but that has to be reciprocated by yourself as a member. The contracts that Keep Education have vary right the way across Hertfordshire, Bedfordshire and Buckinghamshire, and obviously we are looking to expand on that area. It will depend on where you're based, your locality to certain schools, and your ability to be flexible on how far you travel. The pay rates at Keep Education vary depending on experience and qualifications. It's a very difficult question to answer as a broad stroke. What we will tend to do, and one of the reasons we get people in for a face-to-face interview, is to establish what a fair rate for your time is going to be. With the introduction of agency worker regulations a couple of years ago, it has made it a lot easier for supply teachers to feel that they are getting paid a fair wage for a fair day's work. So we do adhere to AWR and we honour that within all clients. We consider the minute you register with us, we are acting on your behalf and you are a member of our team.